Take that, you stupid chickens. Make a nice chicken dinner. That's what you are.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, boy. What's up?
It's almost Christmas. Can you read me a story?
Come on, boy. Let's consult the bookshelf and see what we got. All right, let's see. How about Santa's Magic Key?
No.
Okay. The Little Reindeer?
No.
Okay. The Night Before Christmas?
Already heard it.
The Polar Express?
No.
I've got the perfect book. Come on. All right. Let's get ready to read this one. Have I ever told you the story about how Santa saved Christmas from an evil snowman, a giant rat, an oversized clock, and a scary thundercloud?
No.
Oh man, you are gonna love this story. Wait. Something's missing.
What?
I know. There we go. Much better. This is the Daze Before Christmas. Our story begins in the magical faraway land of Norway with the company Funcom. Funcom was working on developing its second game when they brought on Carl-Henrik Skarstedt to be the lead Mega Drive programmer. Carl-Henrik said the development of the game was about 1 year total, and he was only brought on with 6 months to go. So in just 6 months, he integrated the source code of Funcom's first game, A Dinosaur's Tale, or We're Back, A Dinosaur Story in the US, and all the new Christmas art into Days Before Christmas. In 1994, the game was finished and released by Sunsoft on the Sega Mega Drive exclusively in Australia.
Work on a port for the Super Nintendo was reportedly done by one person, and a preview for it was published in Electronic Gaming Monthly's May 1994 issue. After 6 months, the port was finished and released in Europe and Australia. Unfortunately, by the time the Super Nintendo port was finished, Sunsoft USA was restructuring in the face of bankruptcy, and any pending projects were either cancelled or sold off to other companies. So, a North American release never happened. As the game starts, we are given a few pages of text explaining the story.
Only days before Christmas, Santa slept in his house. An evil plot was brewing, cooked up by awful louse. The cold and evil snowman scared the elves away. Timekeepers stole plans from Santa's house that day. But for the vicious louse, this wasn't bad enough. I'm gonna really show him, I'm gonna play rough. He tore the presents open, on them cast a spell. That's when Santa woke up, something wasn't well. All his elves had vanished, his presents also gone, and threats were awaiting, surely more than one. Beware the magic potion, calling Santa's evil twin. The angry Anti-Claus is fiend from within. So Auntie must be Santa, pick presents all the way, to face the foes so bravely and make it through the day. Go beat the evil bosses, who's lurking in the dark, find his sleigh and reindeer, set out to make his mark. Find every stolen present that was unjustly craved, for every kid on Earth, Christmas must be saved.
So let me get this straight. Santa takes a nap, and an evil snowman, a clock, an oversized mouse, and an ominous-looking cloud almost ruin Christmas for everyone? Okay.
Once you're done wrapping your mind around that super involved story, forget it! This is a mid-90s platformer. The only thing you need to know is you have to get to the end of the level. Being a platformer, the controls are pretty simple too. You have a jump and an attack. But right away, I noticed something. When I think of Santa, I think of a jolly old fat man in a sleigh waving and yelling at kids to be good for goodness sake. But while this Santa dons the traditional look, you notice right away that this Santa has some moves. This Santa is quick and nimble. His run is fast enough that sometimes I wish he'd slow down. His jump rivals that of Mario. And he can duck low enough to fit inside his own hat. Not only that, but Santa also had a move that I was not ready for. Santa can work the pole like the best of them. The thing that makes Santa's movement challenging is the fact that the camera always puts Santa in the middle of the frame. This means when Santa jumps, the camera often moves your intended landing spot out of view. But once you get used to the way the platforms move, it isn't that difficult.
Aside from Santa's amazing agility, he also has an attack to defend himself. Your basic attack is Christmas magic that Santa can throw from his hands to turn enemies into presents. This works great, except that it only shoots in a straight line in front of you. So, if you need to fight uphill, you'll be doing a lot of jumping and attacking to hit your target. There are also power-ups to change Santa's attack. The first is a fire power-up that is required to melt ice walls that trap your reindeer. The second, and the most fun, is a power-up that is called a magic potion in the intro story. But here, it looks like it's a cup of hot chocolate, or maybe tea, or maybe it's a...
This is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
Drinking this turns you into Anti-Claus. He's the evil within Santa. He looks like Satan in a sharp blue suit. And you know he's evil, because he becomes invincible and uses the most brutal move known to man. The Sack Slap!
Hey guys, I'm home!
Sack slap! Hey, Dad.
What's up?
Sack slap!
Oh, God! Oh, little bastard! Yeah, man, I'll see you later!
Sack slap!
Oh, God! Damn. Oh.
Throughout the levels, you will find a few different colored presents. Defeating enemies turns them into blue presents you should collect for later, while red and gold presents contain things like Santa hats for extra hits, Santa faces for extra lives, bells for checkpoints, elves that were scared away, enemies, or bombs.
That was really a bomb? Just a sick world we're living in. Sick people.
Most of the levels consist of Santa's house, snowy levels, creepy basements, and factories. And all of the levels are accompanied by a majestic winter soundtrack. The only complaint I have about the levels is the inconsistency. Some levels are maze-like and feel like they go on and on, while some levels you just go up and down a single hill to the finish, feeling less than satisfying and more like padding to try and make all 24 levels.
After a few platforming levels, you take the blue presents you collected and deliver them to the children. This is done in a side-scrolling level where you fly over houses and drop presents down chimneys. But only the houses with smoke coming out of the chimney. Only the houses that can afford heat can also have presents.
On top of the present delivering and general platforming, you have boss battles. These are the stages where you take down the 4 jokesters that thought they could mess up your holiday. None of the 4 put up any real fight and are taken down with simple attacks. Once the last boss is defeated, we get a screen of text telling us how Christmas is saved, and a picture of Santa finally getting to relax.
Overall, Daze Before Christmas is a fun little holiday platformer of the 16-bit era. A physical copy of the game will run you a pretty penny on eBay, but if you find one for a good price, it's definitely worth picking up. I mean, who doesn't want to play as Santa? Even if the gameplay is a touch on the easy side, tight responsive controls and fun bright graphics make this a game that players of all ages can enjoy.
And that was Daze Before Christmas.
Hey!
Hey Dad, thanks for reading me that story.
Hey, no problem, boy. Maybe next year I can tell you how the aliens brought the first Christmas to the dinosaurs.
What?
So from us here at A Warp in Time,
Merry Christmas.
happy holidays,
See you in 2020.
and stay classic.